The Prophet is everywhere, and this is kufr and shirk. And when you go to their houses, they have on the wall, Ya Allah, Ya Muhammad. Ya Allah is okay, Ya Muhammad is kufr and shirk. And if I'm sitting down in front of you, you can say Ya Faisal. If I am in Bradford or Birmingham, and you are in London, and you say, Ya Faisal, you have become a pagan, a kafir, a mushrik, because you are giving me the ability to be the all-hearing. And only Allah Ta'ala is the all-hearing. And the barelvis, they give the Prophet ﷺ the ability of being the all-hearing. When you say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, does the Prophet know that you send peace and blessings upon him? How does he know? The angels take it to him. So if the Prophet was the all-hearing, why would he need the angels to take it to him? And they believe that even their saints are not dead in the grave. They can still hear and see, and they are alive. Because there was a man named Abdul Wahab who died in Coventry, a brilliant imam, and they buried him standing up and put disco lights around him. Maybe the disco light is to remind him of his heydays. And why did they bury him standing up? They said they bury him standing up because when the Prophet comes, he needs to have a good glimpse of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And his grave is in Nuneaton at this particular moment, and he is standing up. And I debated with a brother in Birmingham, and he said the Prophet is everywhere. I said, where's your dalil? What is his dalil? Isn't the Prophet better than Trevor McDonald's? I said, yes. Trevor McDonald's is everywhere. So since Trevor McDonald's is everywhere, the Prophet is everywhere. So the only dalil he could give me was Trevor McDonald's News at 10. So since he is everywhere, then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is everywhere. And the reason why their state is so pathetic is because they have absolutely no scholars. They have absolutely no scholars. And the brothers, they are asha'ira. Not only do they believe that the Prophet was created from light, which is kufr and shirk, the light of Allah, and the Prophet cannot die, and they reject faith in all the ayahs which I have quoted to you. And if the Prophet was made from light, why did he suffer hunger? He tied a stone on his belly. If the Prophet was made from light, why did he have sexual urges? He saw Aisha sitting with some women, and he felt like going to bed with Aisha, and he called her and said, come to me, and went to bed with Aisha, called her away from the woman. If he was made from light, why did he have sexual urges? If he was made from light, why did he have sperm in his body? Aisha said, I used to scratch sperm from the clothing of the Prophet ﷺ, dried sperm that is, and he used to go and pray in those same clothing. That means sperm is pure. If he was made from light, why did he have these feelings? Why did he cry when his son Ibrahim died? Why did he have emotions? Why did he get angry? It's angels that were created from light, and angels don't have emotions. Angels don't suffer hunger. I hope that is clear. And they claim in that their saints know the future perfectly, and all the prophets. If the Prophet knew the future, the Prophet said, I wouldn't make blunders. I wouldn't have evil coming to me. A man fought at Badr, and he was conquered, captured, and he said, oh Muhammad, set me free. Wallah, I'll never fight you again. I will never fight you again. And the Prophet set him free because he had 3 daughters. That same man came back and fought and killed Muslims at which battle? The Battle of Uhud. So if the Prophet knew the future, why did he set the man free for the man to come back and kill Muslims at the Battle of Uhud? So by them claiming that their saints know the future perfectly well, they are elevated their saints above the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Also they hate Ibn Taymiyyah, and they make takfir on Ibn Taymiyyah. Why? Because they are asha'ira. They are asha'ira, and they reject faith in Surah Sad, Surah 38, verse 75, where Allah said, oh Iblis, why didn't you bow down to what I created with my own 2 hands? Ya Iblis, ma man'aka an tasjuda ma khalaqtu bi yadayya. Oh Iblis, why didn't you bow down to what I created with my own 2 hands? They reject faith in Surah Sad, verse 75. So they said Allah is devoid of having 2 hands. Allah Ta'ala is devoid of having 2 hands. So they are asha'ira in their outlook. And they reject faith in Surah the Cave, the very last ayah, 110. Surah the Cave, 110. Because Allah said in Surah the Cave, 110, you Muhammad, you are only a bashar, a human being. You are only a bashar. You Muhammad, you are only a bashar, a human being. So every single Bareli rejects faith in Surah 18, verse 110. And one of their most famous shrines that they collect money from people to refurbish is Hajj Mir Sharif, which is found in India. Hajj Mir Sharif, which is found in India, they collect thousands and millions of pounds every year to refurbish this shrine. And it is kufr and shirk to visit this place and to make tawaf around it and to make dua to those who are inside the grave. The Islamic verdict on the Barelvis that they are kafirs outside the fold of Islam. A Barelvi father cannot be the wali of his own daughter. You are not allowed to pray behind them. You are not allowed to allow them to inherit from you. And they cannot enter Mecca nor Medina, and they should not be allowed to be buried in the background of the Muslims. They are kafirs, and they are worse kafirs than Jews and Christians, because they have the identical aqidah of Jews and Christians, even though they have the Quran and Sunnah in their midst. So if you have two kafirs, one has Quran in his midst that he reads, and he's the hafiz of the Quran, and another kafir is a Christian, the one with the Quran is a worse kafir than the one who doesn't have access to the Quran. So the Barelvis, they are worse kafirs than Jews and Christians put together. I will now pause and entertain questions. What's the difference between a Sufi and a Barelvi? Every Barelvi is a Sufi, but not every Sufi is a Barelvi. Do you know why the Barelvis are Ash'ari? They do not believe Allah is on the throne. They reject faith in Surah Taha verse 5, Ar-Rahman al-Arsh istawa. Do you know why they do not believe Allah is on His throne? They believe Allah is floating around in the air. Because they think that when they practice Sufism, Allah possesses them and they become Allah. It is the aqidah of Ibn Arabi, Wahdat al-Wujud, union. You become Allah, Allah becomes you. And when you become Allah, you don't pray because you have nobody to pray to anymore. If you call yourself a Barelvi, but you do not worship the graves, and you do not believe that the prophets and saints have knowledge of the unseen, and that everything is subservient to them, even the atoms under the universe, if you don't have that aqidah, then you are not a kafir. But if you have the aqidah of the Barelvis, you pray to those who are inside the graves, you make tawaf around the graves, and you believe that the imams know the future and they know when they are going to die, then you're a kafir. And there is no such thing as we give you a squeeze because you are jahil. If you do major shirk, you're a kafir, and there is no such thing as we let you off because you are ignorant. Shaykh Nazim, I suspect he works with the jinns, but I prefer to wait for... anybody know the aqidah of Shaykh Nazim?
Sufi.
Shaykh Nazim is from the Naqshbandiya Tariqah. We'll cover the Sufis in a separate sitting. I don't know if Shaykh Nazim is a kafir. I need to study his aqidah thoroughly. I don't know if he's a kafir. I need to study his aqidah thoroughly.
He appears. He contacts him.
They believe that Muhammad is alive and he appears at the Salatul Jummah and he's omnipresent. He can be everywhere at all times. If he believes Muhammad is alive and cannot die, he's a kafir. Anybody who believes that Muhammad is alive and cannot die is a kafir, because they reject faith in the ayah, كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. Everything will perish except the face of Allah Ta'ala. Where is the chip now?
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. No, it's not good enough again. Assalamu alaikum. Barelvi do khatam. They're asking what is khatam.
The Barelvis, they celebrate the birthday of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You have to come closer. They celebrate the birthday of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and they do khatam. Khatam means if your father passed away, for example, the 5th of Shawwal. Every year, the 5th of Shawwal, you gather people in your house and you cook food to feed them, and they recite Quran and donate the Quran to your father. That is khatam. Khatam is bid'ah, it's not a part of Islam. If khatam was a part of Islam, the Sahabas would have done it for the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.